Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Pause the video right now to check out my social media, my radio show, and thatdrummerguy.com. And most of all, enjoy the following presentation. Well, awesome. Well, of course, the brand new album from Cannibal Corpse, Red Before Black, is coming out November 3rd through Metal Blade. What went into the writing process this time around?
Well, I mean, kind of the same as it's always been. You know, we finish the touring and we start concentrating on the writing and all that. But having three main songwriters in the band, Alex, Pat, and Rob, that of course helps. We're not having to rely on just one guy, basically. But yeah, those guys pretty much work individually these days. You know, of course, I'm the common denominator. I'll get with basically, but you know, that's it. You know, we have a time frame to create, and you know, we start plugging away and start coming up with ideas. And like I said, you know, great to have three solid songwriters that we can, you know, kind of disperse the songwriting out amongst everybody here. And like I said, not having to rely on one guy, but yeah, that was it. Just plugging away, you know. Once the touring stopped, like about a year ago, it was, you know, and you know, there you go.
Yeah, and you know, it's great to see that chemistry and that formula still working after all this time. I mean, even though there's been various lineups in the band, I mean, like it shows, like right here with the single that's been released so far, that you guys are still in the top of your game and just continuing to write the best riffs of your entire career.
Well, cool, man. That's what we're trying to do. You know, I mean, we feel that we're always, you know, we're trying to be better as we go, as musicians, as songwriters, as players. So, yeah, I mean, this time around, for some reason or another, you know, those guys came up with some really catchy, great riffs and very aggressive. And, you know, we really worked hard to hone the songs down to, you know, make them as best as possible. And, yeah, Code of the Slashers is really a great example of that. You know, I think it's a killer song, turned out awesome, and just a little bit different than we've done maybe in a while, but nothing wrong with that. I think on this album, the way I look at it is just we just got a culmination of the best of Cannibal Corpse, you know, the best of what we've had to offer throughout you know, our whole career, and here we go. We got it here in Red Before Black.
Oh, that is so great to hear. I mean, what I truly loved about the last album, The Skeletal Domain, is that I could really tell that you were pushing yourself when it came to the drumming. I mean, like some of the beats that you were coming up with and the tempos, I mean, it was like some of the best of your entire drumming career, I thought. How would you describe it when it comes to the drumming on your end with the new album?
Well, thank you. I appreciate, you know, the notice of that and the kind words. But I you know, I wanted to even outdo myself on on this record than the last record. So I even made more of an effort myself to, you know, to push harder and just, you know, to be the best I can be, and to, you know, to make these songs the best they can be. Yeah, I just, like I said, just kind of gave extra, you know, put in extra time, you know, just did little things to, you know, work on my stamina and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, just try to absorb the songs, maybe even more if I can, you know, and listen to them to a lot more, just to try to figure out if there's anything that needs to get done, you know, in any capacity. So yeah, we just, you know, took it to another level, you know, and you know, I think like, it's just, yeah, life's too short, you know. Yeah, how many opportunities you got here? I mean, I think, you know, our mentality is just getting more so that the older we get, you know, you never know how long we have. I mean, there's no end in sight at this point, but, you know, you just never know. So I really am more focused than I ever have been in that way of just wanting to, you know, do the utmost best I can do and work the hardest I can and work the hardest I ever have worked. So, and that's what we did for Red Before Black, and that's what I did. And, you know, and I feel it's apparent again in my drumming. You know, I think when you listen and you know, hear what I'm doing, you're going to notice those things. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've just heard the new single so far. I know within the next couple weeks or so, I'll be able to actually check out the full album and really be able to digest it. So before I get a chance to be able to check that out, is there like any examples of like any particular moments in any songs where it's like you really pushed yourself, or any parts that you really had to think about that came out better?
Well, yeah, well, there's always going to be things, you know. I mean, the song "Red Before Black," when you hear it, a lot of fills going on. I mean, I just kind of like, whoa, you know, like the song called for it, but I wanted to push myself, and you know, I have felt I haven't been doing as much as I could be in those ways. And then, like I was saying, just kind of like listening till the end. There's always going to be things you're going right up until you go to record. You may be doing a song a certain way, or I'm doing a fill a certain way. And then I'm just, you know, hey, maybe I need to do the fill this way, or maybe I'm going to try this, or I'm going to add that. And, you know, stuff like that we ended up doing. I remember in a song like Renamed, there's a couple fills in there, a couple rolls that I wasn't really doing. And, you know, it probably would have been fine without them, but with them in there, it's even better, of course, you know. And, you know, so it was just constantly trying to think of what could be better for the song, you know, whether it's taking something out or adding something or what have you. But I think I attempted to do that more so, like I said, than I ever have on a record. And I think I achieved it. You know, I mean, you're always going to, of course, listen back and go, darn it, you know, maybe I should have done that, or wish I could have done that. But I think on this record overall, I listen and I go, man, I'm really, really pleased on what I did. And, you know, and I'm happy I did push myself, like I was just saying, in certain spots maybe that I wasn't, and you know, just for the better of the record. But overall, man, yeah, you'll hear, I think, how much more of a step up it is even than a Skeletal Domain in the drumming department. So.
Oh, that makes me so excited to hear, because you are the master of being able to keep those tempos going and being able to play those straight beats. So now knowing that more fills are being incorporated with it as well, I mean, that just makes me even more excited to be able to check it out.
Cool, man. Yeah, no, I'm excited. So I'm glad that you're excited, because I think you know, people are totally going to notice this, and they're going to go, wow. And it's, you know, it just adds to the songs, of course, makes them that much more whole. So yeah, I can't wait for you to hear it all.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, along with that, even though unfortunately it's not coming to Minnesota this time around, you guys are doing an amazing North American run coming up in November with the Power Trip. And that's just so cool to see the great bands that you're bringing out, and like doing a full headlining run for this album, because I can already tell from the first song alone that's come out that this is going to be an absolutely crushing album on record, let alone when you guys actually go out and be able to play these songs live.
Yeah, I mean, cool. I mean, we're so excited with these songs that we're probably going to end up playing half the record or so live. You know, 12 songs on the record. I mean, usually we end up playing at least 3. You know, we'd like to get 3, 4, you know, from a new record that you're promoting, that you got out. But man, all these songs are so catchy and so brutal and so awesome, and we're having so much fun playing them that you know, we said, hey, we have to, why not? You know, so it's looking like we'll end up playing a good 6 songs off the record. So I'm excited for that, because you know, like I said, having so much fun playing these songs. I know the fans are going to want to hear them. So.
Yeah, and you know, I think that's a really good balance to be able to. I know, like some bands will go out and play the whole album in full when it's brand new, or they'll wait like 10, 15 years to be able to do an album in full. But when you're showing off at least half the album live on the first North American run, that really shows that you guys are proud of what you guys have done and really want to be able to show that off.
Oh yeah, I mean, totally. I mean, you should be happy with your new stuff. I mean, you know, obviously everyone always says that cliche, you know, and all that, but really, you know, we always are trying to look forward, you know, and not look backwards. Otherwise, right, if we oh my gosh, what do we do? You know, we're just going through the motions. No one cares. Well, hey, I guess we better keep playing the old stuff. That's all everybody wants to hear. It's not the case, you know. I mean, we're constantly pushing forward, and so much of our new material is turning into our classic material. And you know, I mean, at the old Cannibals, you know, so far away in the past now that you know, we don't have to just sit back and write. You know, like we're rest on an album or two, kind of a thing, you know. We want to move forward and show people like, yeah, no, look, this is the best Cannibal, or here, the new Cannibal, you know, and right, and the fact that we're so excited and want to play, you know, most of it or what have you, well, then that's a testament to, you know, where our mindset is and how we're feeling, and you know, but truly, we do feel that this is the best material, and we've been the best band we've been in the last, say, 10 years, and you know, I think we're creating the best material we've ever had on the last records. So I prefer playing the new stuff than, you know, kind of going backwards, you know.
Yeah, and I gotta agree with that as a fan myself. I mean, having seen you guys so many times over the years, once I really started to digest into you guys with Kill, I mean, ever since then, like, I've been noticing that you guys have just been getting stronger when it comes to the songwriting, to the musicianship, the lyrics, everything that's going on. And, you know, with the Skeletal Domain, I mean, I loved everything that was going on with this album. And now with the new album, I mean, with Code of the Slashers, I mean, even though it's a slower song, I just love the groove that's going on there, and the brutality that's going on there. And I know that it's going to be such a great, diverse album when it comes to, like, the tempos and the songwriting and stuff like that. And it's going to have everything that I love about Cannibal Corpse, but even better.
Well, I think so. I mean, that's why we're getting very excited for everybody to hear, you know, the rest of the record. Because exactly, I mean, it's just, it's the best Cannibal. I mean, we're really excited, really pumped for everybody to hear these songs. I think once it's out, everyone's gonna, I'm hoping, but I'm really confident, we're all fairly confident that people are going to be freaking out on this record.
And then speaking of that, of course, no question that you guys have always been known for your album covers. What inspired this album cover for Red Before Black?
Well, pretty much just, you know, the vision that we had, I guess, for, of course, calling the album Red Before Black, and which just as basic as seeing red before you die. You know, that's all it is. And, you know, but when we came down to the imagery, then it was like, man, just something different. We need a piece, of course, of art that's got something going on, like what we got. And you know, just something, in that perspective where basically, you know, you're the victim, I guess, and you're looking at the killer, and you're the one that's being, you know, kind of, you know, knifed down there, and you're seeing a bunch of red, you're seeing a bunch of blood in front of you, you know, the blood's coming out, and, you know, then that's just representing, well, you know, red is is before the black, you know, so, but it was just kind of something different, I guess, and something cool, and, you know, I think we achieved that, and we're very happy with the cover, and you know, like I said, just you know, just something that fits with what we were going with Red Before Black as well. So.
And speaking of that, you've always been known to take charge when it comes to a lot of the lyrical content. Oh, how much lyrical content did you contribute to the new album?
I wrote 6 songs, again, like kind of, I think it was the same thing with Skeletal Domain. So, but yeah, I wrote 6 songs. Pat wrote 4 songs musically, which and in turn I always end up writing Pat's songs. So I wrote his 4, and then I wrote one of Rob's songs, and then I wrote a song, and well, it was actually myself and Rob collaborated on one song, and I wrote the lyrics for that. So I have 6 songs on this record. So.
Oh, that's so cool to hear. I mean, you know, it's just like you've written some of my favorite lyrical content when it comes to Cannibal Corpse, and I imagine that's going to be the case this time around too. I mean, with like all the inspiration that continues to thrive with Cannibal Corpse, I can't wait to see the lyrics that you penned down this time around.
Cool, man. I think I came up with some cool stuff. You know, we all did, and you know, I hope you'll be satisfied. I would think you would. You know, I'm pretty satisfied. So yeah, can't wait for you to fully check them out. Yeah, I think you'll like them.
Awesome. Well, besides the upcoming North American tour, and of course the new album coming out November 3rd, what are the plans for Cannibal Corpse when it comes to 2018?
Well, we'll be touring, of course, more. You know, hit the places we haven't hit at that point. You know, we'll be going all over the world. So we'll you know, 2018 will be a busy year for us. But yeah, I mean, other than what we got in the immediate, you know, the U.S. tour coming up, the European tour coming up, you know, that's what we have. But yeah, much touring to be done, and we'll be, you know, pretty much playing the whole world. So.
Oh, That's great to hear. I mean, it's so great that you guys are fortunate enough to be able to tour behind the album for multiple years every time when the album cycle comes around. And I know you guys always put a lot of good time and effort when it comes into the set list and what bands are going to be opening for you and everything that comes with that. And I just imagine when it comes to the new album and playing half the new album and then, of course, playing the back catalog as well. I mean, I know it's going to be some great shows that are going to be coming up.
Cool, man. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. You know, we're excited, like I said, for the album to come out and to play the new songs and, you know, another touring cycle. So, you know, it should be some fun stuff, some good tours, and, yeah, we're totally looking forward to it as well.